Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Professor J. De Los Reyes. What I will be discussing tonight will be the assembly of a capacitor bank. Okay, I assembled a capacitor bank here. The first one is 270 microfarad. Second one is 1000, and this is also 1000. Okay, if I try to measure the total capacitance of this one, theoretically, if we try to take the total capacitance of capacitors, electrolytic capacitors in parallel, it should be just the summation. Okay, and the total of this one is 2110 microfarad. This is more than 2000. And what's the function of this capacitor bank? The function of this capacitor bank is that we could connect the plus and minus terminals to the output of our power supply, like in the so-called operation of high capacity or high amperage amplifiers. If they are bringing out the buzz sound, okay, at maximum volume maybe, what is needed there is the capacitance value to give that buzz sound. So the importance of this electrolytic capacitor bank is to be connected in parallel with the plus and minus going to the amplifier. Okay, so I did this one, I assembled this one a while ago. So all the negatives are the one with the stripes, white stripes here. So this should be common. Negative for the first one, negative for the second one, negative for the third one, and it goes to the negative terminal. The positive terminal is the other side, the one without the white stripe. So this is a positive for the first one, this is the positive for the second one, and this is the positive for the third one. And they are all soldered and they go to the positive terminal. Okay, meaning to say, if we try to put a capacitance to a power supply, we just connect the plus and minus, and we are giving so much power for that circuitry if it needs, just in case, just like in the case of an amplifier. For AM FM receivers, we do not need so much power for so the capacitors or capacitance for those receivers are actually very small one. But in reality, the one that needs the so-called big capacitance are actually the big amplifiers. Okay, so as you can see, the amplifiers are got uninstalled big capacitors actually. But in here, just to show you that it will help my amplifier later on, I assembled 3 electrolytic capacitors with the total capacitance value of 2120 microfarad. Actually, the voltage of this one is a high, this is actually 450 volts, this is 250, and this is 250. And we are just applying 12 volts, so it is just fine. This capacitors here could accommodate 12 volts. What is important is that if we charge them by a 12 volt, okay, they will be retaining some charge, okay, with the specified value on their bodies. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Professor J. De Los Reyes. So what I have shown you is the capacitor bank which I assembled, and I intend to use this one on my amplifier, and let us try to see if the sound will improve, or okay, there will be no scratching sound because the power for the amplifier will be more than good enough due to these electrolytic capacitors. Okay, good evening from Los Angeles, or good morning actually. This is Professor J. De Los Reyes.